everybody. My name is Yvette LeFlore, founder of Healing with Yvette, and I'm here with Brigitte Rawlings, who is a certified body-mind coach at Integrative Bodywork and Coaching. She specializes in guiding women who are experiencing physical and emotional pain, and she does this through holistic healing. She has 20 years of experience, and Brigitte's approach focuses on empowering her clients to listen intuitively to their bodies, unlocking deeper understanding and facilitating lasting relief. Through a combination of coaching and healing practices, she helps women break free from the cycle of persistent pain, and who doesn't want to break free of that, and discover pathways to fulfillment. With a heart-centered approach, she creates a safe, supportive environment where clients feel heard and understood. And today we are here talking about menopause. It is something that I think as a society, we do a lot of joking about. There's a lot of mystery about it. And because the field is often permeated by men telling women how they should feel about it, it's often misunderstood. So I am so excited to be talking with you today, Brigitte, about menopause, connecting with the body, your intuition, and everything in between. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Yvette, for having me. Excuse me. It's a pleasure to be here with you in this space, and I'm so happy to hear about what you're offering as well.
So tell me, you did not start off, you didn't start off focusing on menopause. So how did you get here over your years of experience? What did you start off doing, and how did you get here?
Great question. So, I've been a massage therapist for over 23 years. And over the past 4 years, I really wanted to help people on a deeper level without just doing a massage session. I would notice that they would have emotional releases during massage sessions. And I would notice when they talked about certain things, how their body would respond.
Mm.
So, during my coaching process over the past couple of years, I would just hear people, women, excuse me, talk about menopausal symptoms. And they were almost embarrassed when they were having a hot flash or something during our session. And I could just see the reactivity in the body. Their body was tensing. I could see their body language change. So I just thought it was a great topic to talk about. And me, I'm going through menopause myself. So I noticed when I was thinking about going through this phase of my life, I was thinking all of these things like, oh, I'll never be able to have a baby, or that means this is the end for me. And when the symptoms and things were to come up for me, I just felt this unease in my body. So I just thought if people are talking to me about this, then it's a broader issue that we should talk about versus just being in silence and not talking about it at all. And I just know growing up, my mom, she didn't talk about menopause. My aunts didn't talk about it. And people in the community just didn't talk about it. It was almost like they were ashamed about this process. So I just thought it was really important to talk about this topic and how we can actually have some say in how we're feeling and have some say in how we move forward and to find out what's best for us to move forward.
Before we came live, I had told you that, like, I get messages to ask, right? And they've just been flying in. And what I was wondering, and I want to bring this to you, is, as a society, we have this thing about allowing women to age, like, right? We cover our gray, we get, a facelifts, like there's just all of this stuff we do. So I'm wondering if the reason we shy away from or don't talk about menopause or have a negativity around it is because it is one of the ways our body says you're getting older. What do you think about that?
Definitely. Definitely. And I mean, because you can't reverse time. So I do think that, and especially when we see images out there on anti-aging products and all of these things to try to make us look younger or reverse time, I do think we feel that pressure that when we get to this point, like, I don't know what to do, and I am getting older, and it's just a way for us to not really beat ourselves up when we get to this point and just embrace what's happening. But I do think that we get to this place where, oh, this is a true sign that things are changing, that I am getting older. You can't
Mhm.
put face cream on it to make it better, or you can't take this magic pill to all of a sudden not have these symptoms. It's just a natural part of life. And it's just right in your face. So it is a sign that, yeah, things are changing and you are getting older. And it's okay.
It is. Oh my gosh. Entering into those years of wisdom and being a sage, if I wish that we embraced it as a culture. And maybe that's something you and I, the work that we do allows women to do that, is to embrace their inner wisdom, because that's really what's happening is your body is saying, hey, you're entering the stage where you get to share all of the years of your experiences with others.
Definitely. Yes. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about that inner conversation that you've experienced women having when they come up against or have those physical symptoms of menopause. And they're not just physical, because we also have the brain fog and all of the things that go along with it, right? Um, how do you guide your clients to deal with that inner voice, or the things that they say to themselves about themselves?
Yeah, and, number one, I ask people to really notice the sensations in their body, even if they're not thinking about menopause, but just on a daily basis to notice when they feel that tension or that discomfort and noticing what led up to that. So, was it a thought that you had about yourself? Was it a thought about menopause? Was it a thought about, I don't want to be here? Or um, did you have some emotions that were coming up that you wanted to suppress? And your body is sending you information for you to notice. So that's the first thing, is to have them notice. And if they are thinking something negative about menopause or anything else, they can decide that they don't want to think that anymore. They can make a different decision to see if it changes how their body responds. And there are lots of holistic approaches and things during menopausal, when you have menopausal symptoms, which I won't go a lot into, but really I help them to notice what they're feeling, notice what they need at that moment. Sometimes you just might need more water at that moment, or sometimes it might be going for a walk and just checking in with yourself and asking yourself, what do I need right now? When you're struggling emotionally or physically, and your body will guide you to the next step. But we do have to listen and just take that time to pause and notice what comes up and not second guess it. Because if it's as simple as drinking some water, people might think, oh, that's not what I need right now, or my body isn't telling me that. But really paying attention, noticing, and being guided and listening and doing the small things each day just to check in with yourself to see what you really need.
And can you give us some ideas of, mm, I don't know how to ask the question. I know that when we spoke in preparation for this, you shared that, some foods will trigger symptoms for people. And so it's a matter of putting the two together and then making a decision about your choices and then what you say about your choices.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely like caffeine. If you drink coffee in the morning, or if you drink wine and you notice that you have hot flashes, that's an indicator that, oh, this could be triggering my hot flash. So you can decide, well, do I want to have the coffee today, or do I want to have the wine today? And if you decide to have it, it's okay. And if you have the hot flash, it's okay. You know that may be part of the process. And being okay with the choice that you made, because it's not the actual situation, it's the negative thoughts and beliefs that you have around it that
Mhm.
creates more tension and reactivity in your body.
Mhm.
So when you make that decision, if you think, oh, I shouldn't have had that, just kind of think, okay, I'm going to enjoy this coffee right now. I'm going to enjoy this glass of wine and be okay if I do have some hot flashes. So not beating yourself up when you make a decision and then you don't think it's the right choice, being okay with it.
And I will say that that happens for me sometimes when I drink wine. And so I will, before I accept the wine, I'm like, am I okay with where I'm at, where I'm at in who I'm with and the temperature of the day and all of that? Do I want to take the chance? Because I just never know when it's going to happen. So consciously making that decision gives and empowers me to know, okay, yep, I'm ready for it if it comes along.
Exactly. Yeah.
So with the work, we started off with talking about you being a massage therapist, and that's an in-person thing. I do energy healing and it can be done distance and in person. So with the work you do around the coaching and empowering women to connect with their bodies, you can do that distance, correct? I just want to make sure that we're not just talking to the local people that, can get to you by car.
Yeah, definitely can be done over Zoom. And I've been embracing that more because I've been practicing in an office, working with people physically. And it was an adjustment for me. But
Mm.
I do have found that I'm more comfortable with it. And I can coach clients asking them the right questions so they can get to the root cause of what's going on with them physically, emotionally, and we get to release that with the process that I go through with them, and also give them different tools and to see what resonates with them, because not everybody wants to meditate, not everybody wants to do yoga, but I give them options. And like, it could be acupressure, they could use essential oils and use what's best for them. I see all those lovely oils in the background. I wish I could smell some of them right now. Um, but yeah, people can have the tools that they need at home, and they don't need me to actually give them a massage for them to feel better. And
Hmm.
I really want people to know that they have agency and they have a choice and they can make a difference themselves, and they don't have to go outside of themselves to get the answers that they need to feel better. They can do simple things, breathing exercises that can help calm down your nervous system. And that's what I help people do as well, is noticing when they have that tension in their body, noticing if they are in this heightened state, and giving them tools to calm down their nervous system. Because when your nervous system is calmed down in that parasympathetic calm and digest state, your body is able to heal better, you're able to have better sleep, you actually have less menopausal symptoms because you don't have that adrenaline and cortisol running high all the time, because your body is trying to keep you safe when you're in that sympathetic state.
Mm.
So really helping people calm their nervous system down. And it could just take a few minutes just to notice when they're in that anxious state. Simple things they can do just to bring themselves back into their bodies and seeing what they need at the moment.
You talking about the nervous system, you reminded me that's actually one of the reasons I gave up caffeine was I knew my nervous system was just out of whack. And so to support myself, I chose to give up the caffeine. And what are some other things people can do to calm their nervous system? Because as you said, our bodies, when I find that with the energy work that I do with others, is particularly when I'm working with someone who uh, has is undergoing chemo or some kind of medical uh, opportunity, is when we can calm the nervous system down, the body has that opportunity to do the healing it needs to do naturally. So what are some techniques? You said breathing. What are some other things you encourage people to do for their nervous system?
There's a hold, you can just hold your hand on your forehead and the back of your head.
Mm.
And it's a polarity hold that can just help your brain kind of calm down.
Mm.
And there, the vagus nerve, it starts in the back, the cranial nerve in the back goes down around your ears, your neck, chest, down to your belly. So even if you're massaging the back of your ear, like just doing this, it really calms the body down. Hopefully I won't fall asleep while I'm doing this. And you're just
This
massaging,
image
just
of the two of us
breathing.
going,
And just like massaging down your neck and holding your hands on your chest and just breathing,
mm,
even massaging your belly,
mm.
because there are lots of nerve endings in your belly, and that calms down your nervous system. And the first thing I always say is to breathe, notice your breath. And if you're exhaling longer, that calms the nervous system down. There are different breath work techniques. If you're holding the breath at the top, you may get increased energy. But if you want to decrease the tension and anxiety, you have longer exhales and you can hold longer at the bottom to help your body calm down even quicker.
I thank you for that, because what that demonstrates is how you can, through a Zoom call with somebody, give them the techniques that they need to support themselves. So for those of you who are watching this video, prime example of what Bridget can do with you and for you. So thank you. Are
You're
there
welcome.
any questions I haven't asked or anything I haven't had you explore or explain that you would like to?
I would love to talk about the unconscious mind a little bit
All right.
and how how basically we are repeating the same things over and over again based on our experiences. And 90 to 95% of what we do every day is on repeat. So if you are experiencing these stressful situations or these patterns that you have over years, you're doing the same thing over and over. So it's hard to break those patterns if you aren't aware of them. So I help people to really get under what the tension and pain is, so they can see what's unconscious that they're doing, so they can bring it to their awareness and they can make a different choice. And it does take practice, and it does take people to really notice how they're feeling every day and to decide, oh, this is what I want to do differently. But just bringing those unconscious beliefs and unconscious patterns to the surface so you can decide to do something differently. And I think a lot of times we beat ourselves up because we've tried all these things and we don't know why we're doing the same thing. But working with a coach or a mentor or a healing practitioner, you are able to see what that root cause is so you can bring it up so it can be released and you can have more consciousness about it and you can lead in a different direction and break those patterns.
I get images a lot, and I was getting the image of those unconscious patterns being like ruts in the road. And they are so, they've just, that's the path that we are on, and it's known and it's comfortable. And so the work people do to, they get up out of that rut, and then it's like back in the rut and up out of that rut. And so it's about getting comfortable with being out of that rut, right? And then moving forward and creating a new path for yourself.
Exactly.
So thank you.
Exactly. And one other thing I wanted to mention too is based on our experiences, the way we see the world is how we project out. So our perception is a projection. So maybe I was in a car accident, and every time I see this particular car, my perception is that, oh, I might be in an accident again. Or maybe I was in an argument with somebody that I got a healing session from that looked sort of like you. And if I see another healing practitioner that might look like you, I might think, oh, I don't want to go to that person because I had a bad experience. So the way that we're showing up, it is through filters,
Mhm.
and we are projecting out what we perceive. So I feel like we want to have more compassion with people because we don't really know what their story is, what has happened with them, instead of judging people and thinking because they have a different belief or they don't agree with you that something's wrong with them or they're a bad person. But really having compassion with people, I think, is so essential and important, especially in this day and age. There's just so much um, so much just going on politically and in people's lives, and people are very divisive and we just don't connect. But I think if we really have that compassion and understanding that people go through their experiences and they show up based on those experiences, and just having more compassion for people.
Yes, I agree 100%. And if we can come to people or view people with the understanding that everyone is doing the best that they can in that moment. Now, their best might not be what we think is the best, but it's their best. And then honoring that with their life and with their experiences, how they come at life might change. And so, you said you have that experience with somebody, and so you think that that's how they're always going to be, realizing that adage of when we know better, we do better. So giving people
Yes.
space, giving them their space to change, if we want to give ourselves the space to change as well.
I love that you said that, because I've even found myself, well, because somebody I may have known 20 years ago, they may have been a certain way, and if I see them now, I'm thinking they're that exact same person, but they could be totally different. So I'm perceiving them as that old version of themselves,
Mhm.
and now they're this different person, and I can connect to them with them on a different level, and say, oh, this isn't even the same person I knew before, and I actually like this person now. So I'm glad you mentioned that. We can change and grow and be different.
We can, and I also am hearing that we need to, for those who have been in harmful, traumatic type relationships, um, that I'm not suggesting that you go back and test the waters to see whether there has been change.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
I want that caveat in there, because um, there's a need for you to protect yourself and set your boundaries when you have met people that want to cross those and interrupt those and not honor your boundaries.
Hmm. Thanks for that.
Okay, so this is a moment in time that we have done this video, and we've talked about menopause and listening to your body and the unconscious mind. And share with us, if you will, how can people reach you, connect with you, so that if they have more questions, whenever they see this video, they can reach out and find you.
So on Instagram and Facebook, Integrative Bodywork LLC. I'm also on LinkedIn. It's I don't know the profile. It's under my name. You can just search my name if you're on LinkedIn. I also have a website. You can go to my website, find out more information about how I support my clients. And I do offer a 30-minute complimentary connection call if you have questions, to see if we might be a good fit for each other. And yeah, you can always email. So there are many options for you to reach out to me.
Can you share your website?
My website is integrativebodyworkllc.com.
Okay, and your
And it
email?
has my massage offerings, but it also, if you click on the coaching, it'll take you to a different site that talks about my coaching and how I offer coaching services.
Okay, great. And what if people have more questions about the menopause piece and they want to connect with you about that?
I just did a class on menopause a couple of weeks ago, and if you want the replay to that class, Yvette will have a link for you to click on. You can sign up for that, and you'll immediately get access to the replay.
All right, so if for some reason the link doesn't show up where you're watching this video, then they can email you or go to your website and do the contact me page, and they'll be able to get that, correct?
Exactly. Yes.
All right. And you can, if you're interested in knowing more about me, Healing with Yvette is where you'll find me everywhere. Healingwithyvette.com, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. So it was, Brigitte, thank you so much for the opportunity to delve a little bit deeper, to share this information, to talk with, let's age with love. Let's age with love so that we can embrace all of our experiences and have them be beautiful, no matter what they are. So thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Let's accept this process and embrace it. And we'll feel better about it in the process if we're able to do that. So thank you so
Absolutely.
much, Yvette, for the time. I appreciate this time with you today.
Thanks.